तनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। He says that though Vedanta is a pramanam in the matter of Brahman, even though Brahman is talked about, Vedanta, meaning he accepts, yes, okay, Vedanta is the pramanam, because no other pramanam talks about Brahmavastu. Pratyakshadi pramanas do not talk about it. Karmakanda doesn't talk about it. Therefore, Vedanta is the pramanam in the matter of Brahma. But yet, Vedanta describes Brahma, we say unfolds the nature of Brahma. Whereas the Purvapakshi Vriddhikara says that Vedanta describes the qualities of Brahma only as related to, Brahman as connected to Upasana. Vidhi Seshataya, Vidhi Vishayataya, these are all words meaning as an object of Upasana. Why Shastra and Samarpan? He gave the examples just to remember, to recapitulate what we did in the last class, just to get the connection back. Yupa, Ahavaniya, etc. Yupa is an alaukika, even though it is a wooden thing, wooden stump, but yet after being given the sanskara, it is called Yupa, it becomes alaukikam. Similarly, Ahavaniya, a fire, even though it is just fire, laukika, Agni, but yet because it is given a sanskara, it becomes alaukikam. So just as the alaukika Yupa or alaukika Ahavaniya, how they are all connected to Kriya Vidhi, is all connected to the statements of action. So those the Yupa, Ahavani, etc. are related to, connected to action. Therefore, the statements talking about those Yupa, Ahavaniya get connected to the statements of action. Statements of action. You understand? Yupa is connected to action. Therefore, the statement of Yupa Ahavani also gets connected to the Kriya Vidhi. In that manner, Brahman also is alaukikam, and that alaukikam Brahma talking about the alaukikam is of no use, because it is a vastu, it is a parinishkita vastu, so it is a fact, and talking about facts is of no use. Giving knowledge of facts is of no use unless that knowledge is translated into action, unless the objects of that knowledge are well useful in performing an action. So, here Brahmajnanam by itself is of no use. Brahmajnanam, well used in Brahma Upasana, Brahmajnanam, meaning the jnanam of the qualities of Brahman, should be used in doing upasana about upasana of Brahma. In that manner, so Brahman is connected to Brahma upasana, and it has no other utility. Brahman is connected to Brahma upasana. Therefore, the Vakyas describing the nature or the qualities of Brahman, and those Vakyas are all called Vedanta. So, the Vakyas talking about the qualities of Brahman should be connected to, they have Seshatvam, they have the Vidhi Seshatvam with the Vakyas talking about mandating the Upasana. Thus, we do accept Vedanta as a pramanam in the matter of Brahman, but only as a Vidhisesha. That is the synopsis. He continues. Kutaha etat, onwards we will read. Kutaha etat pravritti nivritti prayojanatvat shastrasya. He repeats, he gives the same logic which the previous Purvapakshi gave. Why? Because Shastram should be useful. In what way should Shastram be useful? Pravritti, Nivritti, Prayojanatvat. Shastras. Shastram should help me to pursue, and Shastram should help me withdraw. It should help me to reach out to certain things, the Sukha Vishayam, and it should help me withdraw from Dukkha Vishayam. This is exactly the very concept of Prayojanam. Bas. Pravritti, Nivritti, Prayojanam means Pravritti, Nivritti alone is the Prayojanam. Because Prayojanam, usefulness, when we say, all usefulness is only in the form of pravritti and nivritti. This must be clinched in the mind. Vedanta Vidyarthi ke liye bahu badhiya. The very concept of, the jiva's concept of prayojanam is only sukha vritti, a sense pleasure. Why? He thinks through sense pleasure I can be full, I can be happy. Even though happiness he is seeking, but the means to that happiness according to jiva is only sukha vritti, indriya sukha vritti. Therefore, these pleasant objects, gaining pleasant objects and gaining pleasures out of them is the only prayojanam, is what we call usefulness. And therefore, and those pleasures I can't get without pleasant things, and things I can't get without working for them, and therefore work I cannot do unless I have certain knowledge. Therefore, all knowledge, including Brahmajnanam, should be useful for me, to do pravritti and nivritti. You understand, So pravritti, nivritti, like karma kanda, karma jnanam is useful for karma anushtanam. Similarly, brahma jnanam should be useful for brahma anushtanam. Like science is useful for anushtanam. Science is useful for technology, meaning what? Whatever knowledge I get the knowledge of agriculture. What do I do with that knowledge? It is not useful by itself, but if I translate it into action, then it can help me do farming better and get a better yield. That is how. So the usefulness of the knowledge is always in the form of helping us perform actions. Untranslated into action, knowledge is of no use, and therefore the only purpose of knowledge is karma, kriya. So pravritti nivritti prayojanatvat shastras tatha hi shastra tatparya vidaham ahuhu. And the Purvapakshi says tatha hi, unto this effect. Shastra tatparya vidaha. Those who understand the vision of Shastram, the tatparyam of the Shastram, vidaha, without vidaha. Vidaha means the knowers. Shastra tatparya vidaha, without vidaha. Prathama bhavachanam. So vidaha, Shastra tatparya vidaha. Atmavit, Brahmavit, like this. Shastravit. Shastravidaha ahuhu kathayanti. So even those who know the Shastram say, even those, according to him, even those who know the Shastram say, so he is quoting all the Shastrajnas. Very beautiful vakyas somehow are all brought at one place. Helping the Purvapakshi. Purvapakshi quotes all wonderful vakyas helping him. See, drishto hi tasyarthaha karmavabodhanam. Drishto hi tasya arthaha. Tasya arthaha. So the Vedasya arthaha. Tasya arthaha means the prayojanam. Drishtaha. It is something that is known. Drishta. It's something immediate. It's not something adrishtam. The vakyas, the result of vakyas must be drishtam. Drishto hi tasya arthaha. What is that arthaha? Karma avabodhanam, giving me the knowledge of actions. Karma avabodhanam is indeed drishtaha arthaha, is the visible result of all vakyas. Action gives me the statements, vakyas should give me knowledge right now, and that knowledge I should be able to use in actions, and that action produces punya, which is adrishtam. That punya is adrishtam, and that punya, when it comes back to me, when it gives me the result, and that result again is drishtam, the vishaya is drishtam, and the sukham also is drishtam. In between there is a link called adrishtam. Okay? But vakya as a vakya should give me what? Its only job is to give me the knowledge right now. So Karmakanda should give me knowledge of actions. Vedanta Vakyas also should give me knowledge of Brahma, which can be translated into action. Like the knowledge of rituals is of no use unless I translate it into action. So Karmakanda gives me knowledge of karmas to be translated into action. Similarly, Vedanta also gives me the knowledge of Brahman, which is meant to be translated into action. Therefore, Brahma Jnanam, which is meant to be translated into Brahma Upasana, definitely has a relation to Brahma Upasana. This is called Seshatvam. It's not an end in it. It's not unrelated to karma. It's not unrelated to action, but it is related to action because it is the knowledge that helps me perform action. So here he quotes here, hey, see what our Purvajas, what the Shastra Tatparya Vidaha say. Drishtaha tasya arthaha karma avabodhanam. Another very nice vakyas are all brought into one place. Chodana iti kriyayaha pravartakam vachanam. Chodana. When we have this word Chodana, the Karma Kanda is called Chodana. And as per the Purva Pakshi, the whole Veda is Chodana. Anyway. For him, the whole Veda is Chodana. For Siddhanti, only Karma Kanda is Chodana. For him, the whole Veda is Chodana. Now, what is the meaning of the word Chodana? There is a Vakya. Chodana iti. Hey, Chodana means Kriyayaha pravartakam vachanam. Chodana is a vachanam. It is a word. It is a statement. Meaning it is teaching. Chodana is a literature. For what? Kriyayaha pravartakam. That which prompts you to do actions. Pravartakam means what? Prerana dene wali. Pravartayati. Kriyaka, that which facilitates action. What is Chodana? Kriyayaha pravartakam vachanam. Vachanam is a neutral gender and genders don't change. Even when I define, you understand, So Chodana is Strilingam, Vachanam is neutral gender. Now when you make an equation, Chodana is Vachana, you can't say Chodana Vachana. Why? Because Vachana is not a Viseshana. If it is a Viseshana, then it should qualify the noun, but both are different nouns. Therefore, Chodana, Vachanam. What is Chodana? Chodana, Veda. What is Veda? Veda is literature. Vachanam. Veda is a literature. What is this literature for? Kriyayaha pravartakam. It is meant to facilitate actions. So if Karmakanda is meant to facilitate actions which help the jiva within his samsara, then Vedanta also, being a part of Veda, is also Chodana. It is meant to give us the knowledge of Brahman, which facilitates another kind of action called Brahma Upasana. Actions means all physical actions come under actions. All mental emotions, mental attitudes, subjective attitudes come under action. Devotion also is an attitude. It is Purusha Tantra. It is born of my choice. I choose to perform physical actions. I can also choose to have devotion to God. I can choose to sit and meditate, pray to, and meditate on Brahman. And that also has Adrishtam Phalam. So, Chodana means Vedic literature is by definition is a vachanam. It is a literature. Kriyayaha pravartakam. Meant to facilitate actions. Clear? Next. Tasya jnanam upadesha. You see? Tasya jnanam should be taken as dharmasya jnanam. धर्म के बारे में ज्ञान देना. धर्म के बारे में मीन्स कर्म के बारे में ज्ञान. तस्य ज्ञानम मीनिंग कर्मणः ज्ञानम. Which karma? Not laukika karma, but it is vaidika karma, which is otherwise called dharma. So dharmasya, jnanam, knowledge, is the upadesha. Upadesha means all upadesha. Vaidika upadesha. Upadesha means giving man the knowledge about right actions. So that knowledge helps him perform actions. Give him upadesha about rituals. Give him upadesha about prayers. Give him upadesha about meditations. So that knowledge can help him perform those actions, and ultimately he can benefit from those actions in time. Why? Because he is not going to die. That's it. Problem. ये सारी क्यों बता रहे हैं? इतनी सारी बातें, supposing the student asks the question, धर्म के बारे में, so you say dharma is bhavyaha, so the actions that we perform will produce results in time. So time पता नहीं कब आएंगे. Why are you giving me all this knowledge? Then the Guru says that is because you are not going to die. You are going to be there around in the creation. That is an irrefutable logic. Why should I perform good action? Because they are not going to die. They are not going to be dead. Therefore, tasya jnanam upadeshaha Jaimini Sutram. All these things come under Jaimini Sutram. Then, tad bhutanam kriyarthena samamnayaha. Maybe the other two come somewhere else. Please see. Tad bhutanam kriyarthena samamnayaha. Very nice vakyas. Tad-bhutanam. Tad-bhutanam should be taken here Vastu-bhutanam. Vastu-bhutanam means facts. Physical facts or non-physical facts. Jo bhi hai. If you are talking about realities, objects, physical facts. Tad-bhutanam. Samamnayaha, stating them. Amnayaha means statement. Stating is called amnayaha. Amnayaha means kathanam, that's all. Samamnayaha, sam is only upasarga. So samamnayaha means kathanam. Kathanam of stating statement of tad-bhutanam, of the facts. Any reference to the realities that are there, physical or otherwise, realities, is made only kriyarthena, only for the purpose of kriya. That means all references to physical realities or non-physical realities, these references are made, and these statements give us the knowledge of certain facts only as connected to kriya, as facilitator of action. Kriyarthena samamnaya. Tad bhutanam vastu bhutanam kathanam is only kriyarthena samamna. As connected to kriya, they have been stated. So this Vakya also tells knowledge, any knowledge by itself is of no use. But every knowledge has to be available to be translated into action. This is what everywhere we hear. What is the use of knowing Brahma unless you put it into action? We have to see, these are all Purvapakshas. They bold it. Why? Because the universal concept of usefulness is always action. Then, next sutra. Amnayasya kriyarthatvat anarthakyam adadarthanam. Amnayasya kriyarthatvat. Amnayasya vedasya. Why? Because Veda itself is a literature, a statements. Amnayasya vedasya kriyarthatvat, because Veda is meant to facilitate actions. Kriyarthatvat anarthakyam adadarthanam. Any statements not talking about actions are all useless. They are all useless. And therefore, if the Veda talks about realities, you better connect the statements of realities to the statements of actions. This is called Vidhisesha. Vidhisesha means what? References to the realities is only as a part of, as a facilitator of action, Kriya session. Anything that you talk about that is there, physical realities or anything, whether you talk about the what we call objects, or you talk about really the materials to be used in karma, or you talk about the devatas to be propitiated, these are all realities. And when we make references to those realities means which are already there. I don't have to create them. They are already there. And they are not the results of karma, but they are already there to facilitate karma. Iticha. Thus, in this manner, all realities, references to all realities, is only meant to facilitate action. In the same manner, with the same logic, even the teaching about Brahma and even teaching about Brahma must be useful for me to perform actions like Brahma Upasana. And Brahma Upasana is karma. Therefore, the entire devotion comes under is Kriya Rupam. Devotion is Kriya Rupa. Bhajan is Kriya Rupa. Silent Bhakti is Kriya Rupa. Technical Upasana is Kriya Rupa. Why? Because it is Kriya Rupa. Why? Because it is Purusha Tantra. It is born of my choice. Kartum akartum anyatha va kartum shakyam. Therefore, it is an action. And the action produces a result. And what is the result? The form of Sukham. Sukha Vishayam. Ataham Purusham Vachit Vishaya Viseshem Pravartayat Utaschit Vishaya Viseshat Nivartayat Arthavat Shastram. Now he concludes. Thus, Shastram is Arthavat, Shastram is useful only in this manner. Arthavat Shastram. The last two words Arthavat Shastram. Shastram is neuter, therefore Arthavat. If it is masculine, Arthavan. Otherwise, Arthavati. If it is neuter gender, Arthavat. Shastram is useful only in this manner. In which manner? Ataha, therefore, Purusham, this Jivam, Purushuko, Kvachit Vishaya Viseshe, in some object, in Saptami, meaning towards some object. Kvachit Vishaya Viseshe, in some given object, towards some given object. Pravartayat, Pravartayat, Nichan Shatru Pratyaya. Pravartit karte huve, prompting man towards some object. Kvachit Vishaya Viseshe Purusham Pravartayat, prompting man towards some object. Kutaschit Vishaya Viseshat Nivartayat. Kutaschit Vishaya Viseshat. From another given object. Kutaschit Vishaya Viseshat. Fifth case. Kutaschit is fifth case. Vishaya Visesha. And then Vishaya Viseshat. From another object. Prompting in some object, meaning towards some object, and withdrawing, prompting him, withdrawing, inspiring him to get out of another object. Kutaschit Vishaya Viseshat Nivartayat, that is also the same, Shatru Pratyaya and Nich, Nivartit Karate Hue. Arthavat Shastram, and Shastram is useful. Shastram is useful only by way of prompting man either towards an object or withdrawing him from another object. That means the entire Shastram should give me knowledge which can help me move towards pleasant objects and move away from unpleasant objects, move towards Sukha Vishayam and move away from Dukkha Vishayam. And that is the purpose of the Shastra, and there lies its utility, usefulness, fulfillment. Why? Because I am also seeking the same thing. Because I want Sukham. Because Sukham is what is called, what I want is Sukham. And Sukham cannot come to me unless there is a Sukha Vishayam. And Sukha Vishayam I can't get unless I work for it. And I cannot work for it because, there are certain unknown means. So I need to know little more than just I need to have the knowledge which is a little more than the knowledge that I can get through my senses. And that is because I have a past. I don't know what that past is. Therefore here the Shastra says you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you will get really certain results. Those results might come either in this life. In fact, Shastra doesn't talk about this life, next life. You will get result. When, don't talk in eternity, when ka koi artha nahi. You are not going to be dead at any time. He is Nityaha. Jiva is Nityaha. In the eyes of Shastra, Jiva is eternal. As Jiva he is eternal, as Brahman also he is eternal, because it is the Brahmatvam that is the crux of the Jiva. It is Brahman with the idea that I am Jiva is called Jiva. It is Brahman with the adhyasa that I am. And my existence is rooted in the body. even though the embodiment is rooted in his existence, so he thinks that my existence is rooted in the body. Because of that thinking, he thinks he is a jiva, but in the eyes of the Shruti, he is Brahmavastu. Therefore, he is not going to be dead. And therefore, will get phalam. Why do you want every phalam in this life? This life will just come, it's a short term. How really a minute in a life? How it is, however, whatever a minute in one life, so is one life in your life. You see, it's like a second, it just goes. And therefore, here he says, and therefore, the Purvapakshi says, anyway, Purvapakshi doesn't know all this. Purvapakshi says, Sukham is what I want. Sukham I can't get without Sukha Vishayam. And Sukha Vishayam I can't get unless I do karma. And karma I can't do unless I have karma jnanam. Therefore, the Shastra is meant to give me karma jnanam. Therefore, karma jnanam is the tatparyam of karma jnanam, which is followed by karma anushtanam. Therefore, everything has to be anushtana rupam. And that anushtanam will give me results. And that result is in the form of sukha vishayam. And when I enjoy it, I get sukham. And that is called, this is what I want. Therefore, ataha purusham kvachit vishaya viseshe pravartayat kutaschit vishaya visesha nivartayat arthavat shastram tacheshataya cha anyat upayuktam tat seshataya meaning pravritti seshataya, nivritti seshataya. ठीक है ना? प्रवृत्ति शेषतया, निवृत्ति शेषतया. Anyat, that anyat underline and say means all other statements talking about the realities. The anyat means what? Whatever is there, that means, you understand, the references to the parinishthita vastus, the knowledge pertaining to, the knowledge given to me about the objects. So the references to the already obtaining realities is used, upayukta means is used up only as related to pravritti and nivritti. That is why tat seshataya, pravritti nivritti seshataya. Anyat means what? The Vastupara Vakyas. The knowledge. Upayuktam. Yujithatu yuktam upayuktam. It's all used up. It's used up is called upayuktam. Meaning it is useful. In the same manner, Brahma Vidya also, the knowledge about Brahma should be useful only in pravritti towards Brahman. That pravritti towards Brahman is called Brahma Upasana. And that Brahma Upasana is useful for Sukha. Therefore, Brahma Jnanam unrelated to Brahma Upasana is of no use. And what is of no use cannot be given by Shastra. Therefore, if it is given there, we should link it with Brahma Anushtanam. Otherwise, what happens is, we go against the fundamental Siddhantam that is all Jnanam should be available for translation into action. That basic tenet, that basic common sense we can't go against that basic common sense that all knowledge should be useful for action. So Brahmajnanam also should be useful only by way of being used in Anushtanam. And therefore Vedanta is a pramanam talking about Brahman only as Vidhisesha, as related to karma. Are you able to follow? Not as an end in itself. It doesn't give me the knowledge of Brahman, it doesn't give me the knowledge of Brahman unrelatable to action. Unrelatable to action. Because as per the Purvapakshi, there cannot be any knowledge unrelatable to action. Are you able to follow? Unrelatable to action. Because if he accepts that there can be knowledge unrelatable to action, then we would say, well, here is that knowledge unrelatable to action. But as per the Purvapakshi, there cannot be any jnanam which cannot be related to, which cannot be translated to action. Therefore, Brahmajnanam also is relatable and it should be related, translated to action. And that action is called Brahma Upasana. Now, Tat Samanyat Vedantanamapi Tathaiva Arthavatvam Syat. He is extending all that he said to Vedanta, but I have been extending it all through. Please understand. He extends it, all that he said. This is how the Karmakanda is, and the same thing applies to Vedanta. He extends. But we have been extending it in every Vakya. Tat Samanyat. Vedanta being the same as Karmakanda. Tat Samanyat means what? That is the Vidhi Samanyat. Karmakanda is a Vidhi, Kriya Vidhi, and Vedanta also is a Vidhi. Therefore both are the same. Samanya means what? Same. Vidhi Samanya. There is no Visesha. There is no difference between Vedanta and Karmakanda, because it is like Karmakanda, because it is a Vidhi. Vidhi Shastrena Samanyat, being the same as Vidhi Shastram, the Karmakanda. Vedanta being the same as Karmakanda, because it is a part of Veda, and Veda includes Vedanta also. Therefore, just as Karmakanda says, do this if you want this, Vedanta also says, do this if you want this. That way it is a Vidhi. Karmakanda says, if you want heaven, do this ritual. If you want moksha, the Vedanta says, if you want moksha, then do Brahmanushtana. Karmakanda says, if you want to go to heaven, if you want a son, Putra Kameshti, if you want to go to heaven, Swarga Kameshti, if you want rains, Varsha Kameshti. These are just really handful of examples like this. Every ritual is, these are all really, if you want this, do this. Similarly, if somebody comes, no, I am not interested in all this stuff, I am interested in moksha. All right, I will give you a Visishta karma, a very extraordinary karma, and that is called Brahma Anushtanam. You do Brahma Anushtanam, you will get moksha. Adrishtam for you, drishtam by Shastra. Adrishtam by you, adrishtam for you, now you don't see, but that Brahma Anushtanam will bring about punya, and punya will liberate you in time. How it will liberate? Adrishtam by you, drishtam by Shastra. How Varshakameshti brings rains, Adrishtam by you, Adrishtam for you, Drishtam for Shastra. I don't see the connection. How taking loans and getting Varshakameshti perform, how my loans are going to really understand. I took loans from the bank and got Varshakameshti Yaga. And then the rains come. And if I do it well, rain. As Shastra sees, so it will bring rains, but I don't see. Similarly, how Brahma Anushtanam will liberate me from all sorrow is Adrishtam by you. Adrishtam for you and Drishtam for Shastra. Bas. That's called Shraddha. You have Shraddha, do it, otherwise don't forget about it. See, Tata Samanya, to look at the word, being the same as Karmakanda. Vedanta nam api, Vedantom ka bhi. Tathaiva, in the same manner. Arthavatvam sya. Even Vedantas can enjoy usefulness only in the same manner as the Karmakanda gains usefulness. Karmakanda gains Arthavatvam by giving me the Karma Avabodhanam. Karmakanda fulfills itself. Karmakanda is useful for me by way of giving me the knowledge of karma, which I can translate into action. Similarly, Vedanta also becomes useful. Vedanta namapi arthavatvam tathaiva syat. Usi tarah hoga. Jaise Karmakanda becomes useful, usi tarah Vedanta also has become useful. Therefore, tathaiva Vedanta namapi tathaiva arthavatvam syat. Even Vedanta becomes useful only by way of giving me a certain knowledge, which I should be able to translate into action, which action should ultimately give me what I want, called Sukha. If it is Nitya Sukham, it is called Moksha. If it is temporary Sukham, it is called Sukham. That is why there are so many karmas, because every Sukham is non-eternal. Therefore, I have to keep on performing karma in order to keep on gaining pleasure. So, sequence of karma, sequence of actions creates sequence of pleasures. When I am tired of this sequence, then I say I want moksha. Then alright, you do Brahma Anushtanam, then you will get Nitya Sukham. But definitely that is also born of karma. So anyway, how Karmakanda's usefulness lies. Karmakanda becomes useful only by way of giving me the knowledge of karma, which I translate into karma. Similarly, Vedanta also should become useful not by any other means. Vedanta also is useful only in the same way. That is, it has to give me the knowledge of a certain karma and all the things related to that karma. It should give me the knowledge of the qualities of Brahman, so that knowledge of the qualities of Brahma I should be able to translate into Brahma Upasana. In that manner, Vedanta becomes also useful. You understand? So the usefulness of Karmakanda and the usefulness of Vedanta are achieved in the same manner. Karmakanda achieves its usefulness. Vedanta also achieves its usefulness in the same manner. There is no difference. Why? Tat Samanya. Because that is a Vidhi Rupam, this is also Vidhi Rupam. Karmakanda is a Vidhi Rupam. Vidhi Rupam means what? Enjoining actions. Do this, that is called Karo is called Vidhi. Kuru is called Vidhi. It may be Lot, it may be Ling, but it is vidhi. Kuru is load. Kuryat is ling. Kurvita ling. But the sense is vidhi. Similarly, upasita, Brahma ko upasan karo. Tad vidhi jano. Jano means what? Jan ke upasan karo. That is connected. Tad vidhi pranipatena. Brahma ko jano. Why? So that you can do upasana is a vidhi rupam. Vidhi also for a Purvapakshim, for a Mimamsaka it is vidhi. Clear? Then Saticham vidhi paratve yatha swargadi kamasya agnihotradi sakanam vidhiyate evam amritatva kamasya brahmajnanam vidhiyate iti yuktam. Iti yuktam. It is logical, sir. Purvapakshi says. It is indeed very logical to say what? Saticha vidhi paratve. Sati saptami. Saticha vidhi paratve. When the whole Veda is committed to enjoining actions for different results, that is called vidhipara. There is nothing else. The entire Veda is what? Vidhipara. Vidhipara means what? Vidhi is what it is committed to doing vidhis. What is vidhi? Vidhi means vidhiyate iti vidhi. Aur kuch nahi hai. Vidhiyate anena iti vidhi. जिसके द्वारा, जिस वाक्य के द्वारा an action is enjoined is called vidhi. Vidhiyate iti vidhi. What is enjoyment? What is enjoyment? I am not talking about enjoyment. Ekdam, you don't have to come alive. Enjoyment. What is enjoyment? An act of enjoying is called enjoyment. Similarly, what is vidhi? An act of enjoining an action is called vidhi. An action. Clear? Saticha vidhi paratve. When the whole Veda is exhaustively meant to do vidhi. When the whole Veda is exhaustively meant to enjoin upon man the actions which are meant to help him gain sukham here and hereafter. Saticha vidhi paratve. Now he takes it for granted. Thus, when the whole Veda is, when we understand that the whole Veda is vidhiparam, जब पूरा वेद विधिपर है, जब पूरा वेद विधिपर है, सतिच विधिपरत्वे, then it should be differentiated between, the Karmakanda and Vedanta is like this, the difference is this much. Yatha, just as Swargadi Kamasya, for a person who is interested in heaven, Swargadi Kamasya, there are people who want to, that Swargadi Kamasya, well, Swarga maybe Swarga, it may be Putra, it may be anything. And don't think really human beings don't have desire for heaven. I tell you, people are dying for it. Jiva does does stand on the belief that he will go to heaven. He doesn't understand how really the jiva has to be eternal, but he does have the belief that post-mortem existence. He does believe in, and because by instinct he does really think of a future. Based on that, all these theologies, etc. Theology doesn't create belief. Belief creates theology. Jiva by svabhava thinks of the future. Belief he doesn't create, the theology doesn't create belief. The very belief jiva does think in terms of, because he is eternal, you see. He does think of, maybe there is existence. And therefore, if a person wants to have a pleasant future after this life, and don't think people don't get concerned about that existence, what they will be after this life. Even if they don't have the exposure to this theology, they still get concerned. The stories only accentuate the concern, but the fundamental concern is there. When I hear Garuda Puranam, I have more number of tears. I get more concerned. It gets aggravated. But definitely there is a concern. Kya hoga after life? Therefore, in order to be free from the insecurity of the future after death, you have karma which can tell you, well, after death you don't have any problems, you will go to heaven, don't worry. Don't worry now. You can perform Swarga Kameshti and feel happy in this life. That is why even Punya Karmas, I tell you, give you more happiness in this life apart from giving Punya Karma later on, because Punya Karma makes you feel, I have done some good deed and the good deeds come under the law of karma. Definitely I will have my death and beyond, well, will be okay. That very, very faith, Shraddha, which is not really blind Shraddha, it is within the law of karma, and therefore definitely one feels relaxed now. It is all there in the Jiva's life. All there in the Jiva's life. And therefore, Swarga Kamasya. Don't think, oh, Swarga Kama is only Purana. Swamiji, only those old people in the previous generations, being agricultural society, and they were all living in villages, and there are booth, pret, etc. Now we are all in the city. We are an enlightened people. Therefore, we don't have any Swarga Kama. And therefore there is nobody who is interested in heaven. Therefore, what is the use of Swarga Kameshti? You can't say. In fact, in these days, I tell you, the heaven-bound jivas are more in number. All the suicide bombers are what? They're all heaven-bound. They don't understand halfway it will be diverted. Here it is bound, afterwards they will take a diversion, go to the neighboring. Anyway, Yatha Swarga Kamasya, a person who is interested in Swarga, Agnihotradi Sadhanam, the karmas, the rituals like Agnihotra, etc., Vidhiyate is enjoined. When an action is enjoined, that is called Vidhiyate. Vidhiyate Yaka. Vidhiyate Dhadhiyate Vidhiyate is enjoined. What is enjoined? Agnihotradi Sadhanam is enjoined. For whom? For whom? Swarga Kamasya. Swarga Kamaha means the person who has the desire for Swarga. He is called Swarga Kamaha or Swarga Kami. So Swarga Yatha Swarga Kamasya Agnihotradi Sadhanam Vidhiyate. Just as for a Swarga Kami, Agnihotradi Sadhanam is enjoined by Karmakanda. In the same manner, Evam Amritatva Kamasya, for a person who is interested in moksha, Amritatva Kamasya, Brahma Jnanam Vidhiyate. Understanding the qualities of Brahma followed by Brahma Anushtanam is Vidhiyate. Brahma Jnanam means Brahma Anushtanam is enjoined. Vidhiyate. Yatha Swarga Kamasya Agnihotradi Sadhanam Vidhiyate. Yatha Veda Evamapi. Well, Amritatva Kamasya. Well, Brahmajnanam should mean, according to the Purva Paksha, Brahmajnanam should include Brahma Anushtanam. Yes, Brahma Anushtanam means Vidhiyate. Because the word Vidhiyate doesn't apply to Jnanam by itself. Because Jnanam is not a Vidhirupa. Knowing anything is not a Vidhi. It has to be Kriya. An action alone can be Vidhi. If knowledge, knowing a fact, whatever fact, knowing a fact as it is cannot be called Vidhi. That is why as per the Siddhantam, Vedanta, looking at Vedanta as Brahma Jnanam as an end in itself, unrelated, unconnected, unrelatable, unconnectable to any karma or anushtanam is not a Vidhi Shastra. Vedanta is not a Vidhi Shastra because the knowledge given by it is not relatable, connectable to any karma. In that sense, as per the Siddhantam, Vedanta is not a Vidhi Shastra. But as per the Purva Paksha, Vedanta also is a Vidhi Shastra because the Brahma Jnanam is enjoined, means Brahma Jnanam and followed by Brahma Anushtanam is enjoined for Amritatva Kamasya. Therefore, for a Moksha Kami, the Brahma Jnanam is enjoined. Iti who says? Purva Pakshi says, Tikara says. Now Siddhanti, he says, alright sir, wo to theek hai. Now you better hear also. But there are some problems. What you say is true, but there are some problems. How do we handle these problems? He butts in, says, Nanu Iha Yijñāsya Vailakṣaṇyam Uktam Karmakāṇde Avyo Dharmaha Jijñāsya Ihatu Bhutam Nitya Nirvrittam, you can write now. Nitya Nirvrittam. It is Nirvrittam, is Nitya Nirvrittam. Upar rep, you have to otherwise. Nitya Nirvrittam. Brahma Jijñāsyamiti. Sir, Nanu lekin sir, Iha, here, Jijñāsya Vailakṣaṇya Muktam. See, Athato Brahma Jijñāsa is the sutra. Therefore, throughout the Vedanta Mimamsa, the Jijñāsyam is only Brahman. So the Brahman which is analyzed, it is totally dissimilar to the jignasyam in Dharma Mimamsa. In Dharma Mimamsa, the topic of analysis is dharma. What is dharma? What is karma? Dharma means what? Karma. Analyzing karma. Which karma leads to which result? This is called dharma mimamsa. क्या करने से क्या मिलता है, क्या नहीं करने से क्या हटता है. This is what is called dharma mimamsa. Even if it is put in divine language, celestial language called Sanskrit, it's all talking about me, meaning my actions. I am a jiva. I am interested only in sukha and dukkha. Therefore, what are the actions which can bring me sukha and which are the actions which can help me avoid dukkham? That mimamsa is what is called dharma mimamsa. And therefore, dharma means karma. Please understand. Dharma means karma. Because there cannot be dharma which is not in the form of karma. Dharma is not a fact. Dharma is the quality of an action I do and the result of an action that I do. Dharma here is the jignyasya in Dharma Mimamsa. When it comes to Vedanta Mimamsa, here the Mimamsyam, Jignasyam is Brahman. So between the two there is a Vailakshanyam. That is it. Nanu iha sa Jignyasya Vailakshanyam. Total dissimilarity between the two topics, Uktam, has already been stated. I have already stated before that there is a difference between the karma, the dharma and Brahma. Jignyasya Vailakshanyam Uktam. What is that Vailakshanyam? What is that dissimilarity? Said Karma Kande, in Karma Kanda, Bhavyo Dharmaha. Dharma, that is, it is not a fact now, but bhavya, it is a thing of the future. Bhavya means a thing of the future. I have to perform an action, and that action is not there now. Understand? That is bhavya. An action which has to emerge from me is not a fact now. Unless I perform it, it is not there. All actions come into existence depending upon my performance. I am the father, the author of all actions. When I perform an action, action comes into existence. In that sense, what is karma? What is action? It is bhavya. Bhavya means, it is something that is yet to be bhavitavya. It is something bhavya. It is something to be brought about, yet to happen. It is yet to happen. Bhavya. Action is bhavya. And what is dharma? The nature of dharma is karma. And karma is not a fact. Karma I have to bring about. What needs to be brought about by me is called bhavya. That is an action. And those actions are analyzed. Actions are analyzed so that really you can perform good actions and avoid bad actions. ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है जी. In fact, these workaholics are those who give too much of importance to karma, leaving out the truth. I tell you, just one statement can make them topsy-turvy if they are bright. Otherwise, it just flows out. If you are bright, you can't but be shocked. What we think of as all important is something that we bring into existence. The topic of Vedanta is what is there independent of my doing something or not doing something. Therefore, karmakande dharmaha bhavyaha jignasyaha, and that is the topic of analysis. Iha tu, whereas in Vedanta, bhutam. Bhutam means what is. Nishtha pratyaya. Bhutam, what is. Siddham ityartha. Bhutam means siddham, what already is, what always is. Unless it is always there, you can't say it is. Then you have to qualify it. Unless it is always there, I can't say it is. What always is can be stated as what is. Even the objects I can't say really they are. Why? Because they are is not it can't be really sustained. I only see it to be. It is only now, not in Sushupti, and it will not be. You can't say the body is. This body is Bhutam, I can't say. Even though it looks like Bhutam, but technically it cannot be Bhutam. It looks like a reality, but it is not something it is always there. If it is not something that is always there, then I can't say it is. ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है जी. What always is alone can be said to be what is. Now what is, now what is not, then it is seen to be. Dream is. नहीं है. Dream is only seen to be. Anyway, that topic we will take up later on. But now understand, Brahman has got a contrast with karma. Karma is something that is brought about in time, whereas Brahman is an accomplished fact, an already existent fact. Nitya nirvrittam, ever present. Nitya nirvrittam. Brahma, the unlimited. Jignasyam, the topic for analysis. Bhutam, Nitya Nirvrittam, Brahma, Jignasyam, because Brahman being a neuter gender and therefore Bhutam Brahma, Nitya Nirvrittam Brahma, and it is Jignasyam. So in Karma Kanda, the topic for analysis is karma, action yet to come about. Whereas in Vedanta, the topic is what is ever present. This is a huge difference. Supposing, just as Swarga is, that is the sadhanam for Swarga is bhavyam. Similarly, if moksha also were something which is bhavyam, you see, Swarga is a phalam, Agnihotra is bhavyam, the punya born of it is also bhavyam, and Swarga is also bhavyam. My going to Swarga is also bhavyam. Swarga may be there, but the phalam of my Agnihotra is my going there. My going to heaven is the phalam. Therefore, the Agnihotra is bhavyam, punyam is bhavyam, my reaching it also is bhavyam. Clear? In the same manner, if now the Brahma Upasana would be what? Bhavyam. Upasana cannot exist unless I perform it. The punya part of it is bhavyam. Similarly, moksha, that means reaching a state of moksha, if that is also bhavyam, then there is similarity between Karmakanda and Vedanta, then you can talk one language. But here we say moksha is because Brahman, if it is an ever-present reality, then if Brahman is an ever-present reality, unlimitedness is an ever-present reality, then freedom is an ever-present reality. If it is ever-present reality means it should never be other than me. Then alone I can say it is. If it is other than me, even though it is always there, if it is other than me, then I can't say it is always there because I have to reach it. And reaching it would be bhavyaha. That is another link we have to make. It is the top we have. This is not the context to go into the topics. That next step, what is, has to be inseparable from me. Anyway, the Nitya Nirvrittam, Bhutam, Brahma, that is indeed the topic of analysis in Vedanta, and therefore this dissimilarity between the topic of the Dharma, which is the topic of Dharma Jignasa, and Brahma, which is the topic of Brahma Jignasa, which we are doing, between the two, Mahat Vailakshanyam, there is a huge difference. Therefore, Bhavitum, therefore, Jignasyamiti, Nitya Nirvrittam Brahma Jignasyamiti. You can put a mark there. Therefore, without hearing these things, without exposure to the Shastra, थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर प्रवचनों में वेदांत सुनेंगे, immediately somebody can come and even chastise you. What is the use of studying Vedanta unless you put it into practice? Not only they are stupid, and they turn to the others. See? Not only you are stupid, you turn to the others. What is the use of studying Vedanta unless you put it into practice? You can say, what is the use of studying Dharma? What is the use of studying values without translating them into action? All right. Not what is the use of studying Vedanta unless you put it into practice? Swayam stupid. And those who don't go, right? And then it's problem. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What they mean is, we are putting Vedanta also into practice. What they mean is only putting the right values into practice. Nothing else. तो वेदांत का मतलब भी यही है, values. For them, any religious book, anything, वेदांत पढ़ रहा है, मंदिर जाता है, भजन गाता है, इसका अर्थ यही है कि you should be a good human being. बस. Meaning what? You have to follow that. Intricacies are not. There is a verse, Swayam Tirtva Paran Tarayati. Having crossed the river, he helps the others also to cross the river. The other one is Swayam drowned, Swayam Magna, Swayam Nimagna, Paranapi Magnayati. We will also make them drown. Swayam nashtaha paranapi nashayati. Swayam confused, Swayam mugdhaha or mudaha paranapi mohayati. That is what is called Loka Seva. Seva karo. People are in a hurry to do something. आराम से बैठ के शास्त्र पढ़ो, अकेला कुछ करने के लिए. Hurry to do something. Hurry to do something. जल्दी जल्दी थोड़ा पढ़ के जल्दी जल्दी अमेरिका जाना है, कुछ करना है. कुछ करना भी नहीं, कुछ करके दिखाना है. That is a करके दिखाना. That is another big job. बैठ के आराम से पढ़ो जी, जहाँ पढ़ सकते हैं. Wherever one can study, just sit down and study quietly. क्या करना है वो अपने आप हो जाएंगे. आ जाओ जी. Take some. I can't take some. Hurry up. You can have little. आ जाओ. You can get it. Okay. इतना डिले करेंगे तो नहीं मिलेगा जी. Action is bhavyam. My God, it's not a fact. Neither action is a fact, nor the result of it is a fact. Actions and results are not facts. It is only just I am aware of a universe, bus. I am a fact. And the world is also seen to be a fact. I have to figure it. That is the Vedanta. Leaving out the Vastu, living in the realm of perception, if you want to have phalam, then actions and results. Jiva is by Swabhava, as a Jiva is always Karta. Interesting. Therefore, Dharma Mimamsa is. But scripture is very good. It is something, it is unknown to man. Even unknown to Indians, really. Indians only know just some Shanti mantras vagaira. What is their Shastram, they don't know. They don't know. Here and there, thoda, at least marginal things they know. Some literature they know, some words they know, some paribhasha they are familiar with. Some Brahma hai, some Maya hai, vagaira. Paribhasha they are familiar with. The gambhirata of the topic is not known to us. Gambhirata. That is why even to be born into a Hindu family, to be born in India is enough. You should have no complaint. You should not really be depressed. Your identity as a Hindu, as belonging to Vedic culture, should neutralize all your day-to-day failures, etc. Business में थोड़ा ये आया वो है, get it. Sit down, सवेरे उठ के स्नान करके चंदन लगा के भगवान के सामने बैठ के थोड़ा 2-4 गीता श्लोक पढ़ो, करो ना. You are lucky because this whole thing is connected to yourself. So you should feel fortunate even if you are living a life of a Sudama. Even if you are a Sudama, everybody is a Sudama anyway. Everybody has to live on God's grace. Including Mr. Ambani, he has to live on God's grace. So the Gambhirata of the Vedantic Vedic topic is unknown to man. And it is all well written, well analyzed, well written, well said, well established parampara. It's a Jnana parampara, well established parampara. Fortunately, Vedanta parampara also we have got in the form of Bhashya, otherwise we would have lost it. Even Dharma Mimamsa parampara we would have easily lost it. That is why we say Parameshwara only came in the form of some Shankaracharya and then he captured the whole parampara in Bhashya. So he is Jaimini brought Dharma Mimamsa. Please know we are lucky. Anugraham. Otherwise it could have easily been lost because oral traditions get lost. Because Swarthata is involved. Because just as there can be one Purvapakshi who always thinks knowledge has to be translated into action for Sukham, say the majority can be Purvapakshis. Everybody can think, that means Vedanta I must translate it to action, means I must use it for money. Money also is a phalam. Money can give me sukham. I do karma and karma gives me money. Money I translate into sukham. And if that comes, if it is not understood, the difference between the jignasya, between the two jignasyas, the difference is not seen, then we tend to put both the things in the same basket and then mess up, that is called. That is the greatest mess that can happen on the earth. The mess between karma kanda, the confusion between a fact and a non-fact. A confusion between a fact and a non-fact is the real confusion, which is the reason for all confusions. The other confusions are nothing. The so-called confusion, instead of taking 4 to 7 first, you took 4 to 6. It's not a heavens don't come down. Heavens don't come down. Kuch nahi. Aisa hota rehta hai. But the fundamental confusion is, adhyasa is between the bhutam and the bhavya. If I don't differentiate between bhutam and bhavya, then I will be after bhavya. And if it is bhutam, and bhutam is nitya nirvrittam, then I am relaxed. With the bhutam as the topic alone, one can be relaxed. Relaxation is not born of availability of time. Relaxation comes from the correction of a view. The correction of inner view gives leisure, because what kills leisure is a wrong view. It is not the fast life that kills leisure. That is again confusion. It's not fast life. You can be very fast living if your view is right. You will be happily running. You will be happily running. If you have to run, you run, but you will be happily running. But if a person there is a confusion between bhutam and bhavya, then even if he is not running, he will be running. Sitting quiet, he will be running. And stuff. Bhagavan Krishna also was running all the time. He was all the time running, but he did not feel. Aisa kuch nahi. Therefore, this Mimamsa, fortunately we have it in the form of Sutra Bhashya. Therefore, some anugrah, he captured it. That's why we say he is Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Who is Shankaracharya? Shankara. Bhagavan Shankara. Who is Shankaracharya? Keshavam Badarayana. He is Bhagavan Vishnu, Keshava, who came in the form of Badarayana Vedavyasa. So Shankaram, who is Shankara? The Lord Shankara. Shankaracharya. Keshavam Badarayana. Dono ko. Who are they? Sutra Bhashya Kritau. Sutrakrit. So Badarayana is a Sutrakrit and Shankaracharya is a Bhashyakrit. Sutra Bhashyakrit. Dvivachan mein Kritau. Sutra Bhashyakritau. So Dvivachan also, the Dvitiya Dvivachan also is Kritau. Kritau, Kritau. So Sutra Bhashyakritau. Vande. I salute. Who are they? Bhagavantau. Dono are the forms of Bhagavan. Bhagavan, Bhagavantau. Bhagavantau. Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau. Punaha Punaha. Again and again I salute the Lord Shankara who came in the form of Shankaracharya. Lord Vishnu came in the form of Sutrakar. I salute them again and again. And you should mean it also when you say it. Then you will get anugraha.